Jason here at the photo booth with a bunch of stuff sent in by viewers like you. First up is Carl from Cranston, Rhode Island. He is at Gojitron, you can see it on screen, Gojitron on Instagram. Carl sent in all kinds of stuff here. I'm gonna, hang on. Gojitron on Instagram. We've got, first off, we have the Kenner Batman the Animated Series Man-Bat, which I've always loved this figure. This is one of those figures that had back in the day, didn't have it for a really long time, and then started thinking about it years later, and I was like, ah, man, I need to go back and get that thing. Is it as cool as I remember it? And it was. Over here we've got head knockers. I'm not sure. These aren't... They're Funko. They're not Pops. I don't know. I think they're called head knockers. I don't remember off the top of my head. But I love this one. I love this style. In fact, I like this one better than the Pop version of Boba Fett, just because I feel like the proportions and the height suit him a little better. And I'll say the same thing anytime Boba Fett stuff comes up. And that's, I don't understand why. And maybe it's a license thing. Pardon my naivete. But I don't know why they don't just release, anytime you do a Boba Fett model or anything, just do the regular, do Empire, do Return, do Animated, do Prototype, and do Kenner Vintage. They probably couldn't do Kenner Vintage style for Funko. They probably didn't have the rights to that. But here we've got a Loyal Subjects Thrust. There we go. I have a few of these. In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, somebody out there sent in a set of... I think it was all 3 cone heads in a set together that were all translucent. So this is certainly the only one I've got regular style, untranslucent. Back here, oh, this is cool. Got Sauron from the old 90s Toy Biz lines. I have to say, one of the figures that actually got me back into, shoot, look at this. I almost tore his tail off. It's not barely held on there. It's about to rip. But this is one of the figures that absolutely got me back into action figures. And when I say back into action figures, I mean that, I had grown up at Mask, Centurion, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, He-Man, all that stuff. And then probably obviously late 80s, very, very early 90s. I was probably out for like 3 years, collecting comics instead. And then because there just wasn't much that was really appealing to me on the shelves at that point. And then Toy Biz came out with the X-Men line and all that stuff after their Marvel Superheroes line. And this was one of the figures that convinced me, like, oh, hey, there might actually be something here. Like, I was shocked that he had a articulated jaw, and he just looked really cool. And, one of those moments where I was like, forget who the character is. It's a cool pterodactyl man, and that's neat. These I've never seen in person before, and I'm really glad that Carl here marked all these bags. This is a Battle Tribes Shadow Adventurer. I don't know the whole story behind Battle Tribes. I'm not sure. It might have been a Kickstarter thing. I don't know the names of the creators, and for that I apologize. This is definitely something I'd like to look into a little bit more. Cool looking character. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they are Glyos compatible. It looks like they are. But this guy's actually got quite a bit of articulation for how small he is. There's all kinds of cool weapons in here, and different heads and stuff. Look at this head. All right, hang on. Let's swap this out real quick. Ow, his horns are so sharp. Yeah, this is a cool little line. I've seen lots of pictures of people posting stuff of those on Instagram, so that's neat. We've got a bag full of assorted minifigures. We got some guts in there, some translucent stuff. Funko vinyl Thundercats. Some Super 7 Keshi. We got Creature, Shadow Weaver. Oh, look at this Laserbeak. This Laserbeak is real nice. That's a great little... it might be Buzzsaw. I don't know if it's Buzzsaw or Laserbeak. Either way, it's cool. We've got a couple of Build-A-Figure parts here. Ooh, nice. Clear Reaction. Super 7 Reaction Beastman in the translucent colors. And then really, really nice. This is number 4... I think it's 465. I'll get an official designation for that on Instagram. Follow me over there, Toy Galaxy. Oh, and then before I miss it, this is a nice one. This is a nice one, he said, about the vintage Kenner Boba Fett that he loves all of them of. And then we got a 66 Batmobile, classic TV series Batman's Batmobile. Thank you very much to Carl for sending all that stuff in. Excited to expand the set one more time. Next up is Jim from Tewksbury, Mass. I couldn't help myself. Jim sent in the Walgreens exclusive McFarlane Fortnite Skull Trooper. This is the, like I said, the Walgreens exclusive. This is the glow-in-the-dark version that comes with the translucent pickaxe compared to the regular version on the left here. I was too excited when I received it. I had to open it up right away and take a look at it, especially at this scythe. I mean, the glow... McFarlane can do a better job on the glow ability of this thing. It doesn't actually glow that great. Kind of disappointing, in fact, even under like a really good fluorescent light. But man, this scythe is what it's all about. And you can't have too many of these troopers. That's not true. You can't have too many of these. I don't need any more. This is plenty. One regular, one glow in the dark. That's good to go. Jim also sent in and I have quite a few of these now too. So I'm good. I'm good here. I appreciate everybody helping me out with the translucent stuff. But I am all set with Mega Constructs translucent Halo figures. Thank you. But more importantly, the big thing that Jim sent in. Very special piece. Anytime anybody sends in anything original, custom made, it's always a special kind of thing. And Jim has a program that he works with here. He actually works with the March of Dimes, and I want to make sure I get his contact information correct here. If you can see any of that. He is JBB 3D Customs on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, pretty much everywhere. But I'm going to read this straight up. 3 months ago, he started to do 3D art and even started a company called JBB 3D Customs to do it. He sold a few pieces to, various interests as far as like, toy collectors, comic book people, movies, whatever. But what he does is he makes these 3D pieces of art, and I'm going to show you the one he sent to me here. And so this is the piece here, and I don't know how much of this relief you can see, but there's sort of like, layers built up to give it a three-dimensional look and feel. He's got the Toy Galaxy logo in there, and it's framed and all that stuff. And it's a really nice piece. And he also included several examples of other pieces that he's worked on, G.I. Joe, Batman, all kinds of, cool stuff. Kylo Ren. Check out the website. All that information is there. Definitely go see if there's anything you can do to help out. If it's a charity type thing, and give him a follow and help him grow that out because it's going to good stuff. Thank you very much to Jim for sending that in. Up next is Michael from Wayne, New Jersey. There's again a lot of stuff in this box here. Oh, hang on. Packed in here so tight I can't even get it all out here. Hang on. All right, the big thing that was clogging up the works here is a Avatar. This is Jake's Banshee collectible figure. So this is a vehicle? Yeah, okay, so this is essentially just a vehicle. Still in the package. And this is, this is interesting actually, and I'm sure this isn't necessarily why Michael sent this in, but recently Hasbro announced that, and this is Mattel, but Hasbro recently announced that they were going to be getting rid of all the plastic in their packaging. And this is all cardboard, so you can't see, there's no window, you can't see the actual figure. This is kind of a throwback to when there was no window on the box. You couldn't see the actual product. It was just sort of the art depicted on the front, the photo of the actual piece on the back. And I'm guessing this is what we're going to start to see from Hasbro in the near future when they start removing all the plastic from their packaging. I don't have this. I don't have any Avatar stuff in my collection, so I'll definitely open that and see what it looks like. I don't know what this is. We've got some movies here that were included for producer Greg. We got a window. Is it a window decal or a sticker? Several movies here. Producer Greg is a big movie fan. I don't know if he has or has seen any of these. He's really into Laserdisc type stuff, as you might have seen if you watched the meetup recap video. But we've got The Changeling, never seen it. Don't Look Now, never seen it. Cash Earn, heard of it, never seen that one. Ooh, Resident Evil I've actually seen. War Gods of the Deep, never seen it. The Last Man on Earth, never seen it. And The Undead, never seen it. I'm guessing producer Greg has seen most, if not all of those. Over here we've got G.I. Joe Combat Heroes. These are all from the movie. Cobra Commander, Duke, Desert Duke, and Heavy Duty, I believe, because there was no roadblock in the movie. Over here we've got a couple of Funko guys. What do we got? We have Raphael and Donatello. Those are fun. You know, the designs on these kinds of things can be sort of hit or miss. Sometimes they just, you know, the styling doesn't work for me. But these are actually sort of fun and cute-ish. I'll have to get an official ruling on cute from Mrs. Toy Galaxy. But those are pretty cool. So thank you very much to Mike for sending all that in. Next up is JP from Wexford, Ireland. JP apologized. He said he really wanted to be able to contribute to the Boba Sett, but over there it's a little tougher to find them, especially at a reasonable price. So he did find some of this stuff at a boot sale, and so he grabbed the Masher's Fed. He knew there was some pieces missing, but at the very least he was able to sort of cobble this all together from all the bits and pieces that were in the guy's batch of stuff that he had brought. Looks like somebody started to do some custom color work on this as well. We've got a Phase 2 clone trooper with weapons. We've got a Yoda. I think these were called bust-ups. I think I actually have a translucent blue Vader of these. Crazy Harry, I think his name was, from Muppets. Is this Palisades? I think this was Palisades. I'm pretty sure it's Palisades. And then we got an R2. Yosemite Sam. There's a clear. We've got a clear. Who does these? I know it's Kubrick, but I thought there was an actual brand name behind that. Anyway, Metacom. That's right. We've got a clear Iceman Kubrick figure, and then there's a few BotBots here, which at this point I don't think I've actually bought any BotBots myself. But thanks to you folks sending them in, I actually have quite a collection of BotBots at this point. And then Minions all over the place here. And there's another one. Oh, this is like it's actually a Lego one. I have to admit that I've never seen any of the Minions movies. Sorry about that. But I'm sure I will at some point. And then this R2 looks like he used to talk or beep or squeal, but he's got no juice left. So I'll have to rectify that. But thanks for that collection. It's always neat when stuff comes in from around the world. And even though it looks and feels just like the thing that, you know, exists in the United States, it's neat to me that there's a little bit more provenance behind it, that it came from, you know, the international market. Thanks, JP. Next up is, I believe it's pronounced, and, you know, I really should have asked him. I believe it's pronounced Kickly, K-I-C-K-L-I-Y. Just one of those one-word names like Prince or Elvis or Madonna. I follow him on Instagram, and we actually talk quite a bit about toys. I found him because he was doing lots of drawings, lots of little paintings of action figures and comic book characters and anime characters and all that kind of stuff. And I was just loving his work, and there's lots of other stuff in there too. So he actually sent me a couple of his books that have been published in the last couple of years. This one is through Image. I don't know who did this one. Publish-wise, but we've got Purdy and Musnay, the Mouse of Monet. This one is more adult readers. This one is pretty much for everybody, and it's fun, and they're both gorgeous and beautiful. And if you're not following Kickley on Instagram, go follow him. It's just the same word backwards, Y-I-L-K-C-I-K. Check out his work, and make sure you give him a follow, because he's doing really, really incredible stuff. I used to do, you know, a lot of comics work, self-published, so I know the amount of time and effort and work and skill that goes into this kind of stuff. And these are gorgeous. And this is like the first book of, I think, like 4 or 5. And I'm pretty sure he just finished up, if not volume 2, I'm not sure where it's at. It might be volume 3, but another volume of Purdy as well. So awesome for him. And I'm looking forward to reading the rest of it. Thanks. Sticking with the art theme, Joel Carroll, he is Joel R. Carroll on Instagram, or joelcarroll.com. He had asked me a while back if I could have him draw anything, what would I have him draw? And of course I went right for something Sun Vulcan related. And this is more than I could have asked for. It's a really great piece of the classic Sentai, Super Sentai Force Sun Vulcan from 1982, I think. They were the 5th. Technically, they were the 3rd at the time, but then there was like a retroactive, what am I trying to say? They were the 2 first ones, Go Ranger and Jaka, and Battle Fever J all got added back in with a sort of retroactive look. You know, and it always kind of felt that kind of like how Hasbro keeps celebrating. It seemed like they had a G.I. Joe celebration every year. It was like the 25th anniversary of this line, the 60th anniversary of that line, the 50th anniversary of this. It was like anything to get an anniversary. So this was originally the second team, but then it became the fifth team once they reincorporated those first three teams. Anyway, this is an awesome illustration. I love it. Thank you, Joel. Go check out Joel on Instagram and buy something from his website. He's got a lot of cool t-shirts and stickers and all kinds of stuff. Next up is Dunkle. He is DunkleX9 on Instagram. He wrote a letter, mentioned that he found the channel right around last year's RetroCon, which is a good time to mention that this year's RetroCon is coming up. In fact, it is this coming weekend. In Oaks, Pennsylvania. I will be there. Me, Gil Gerard, Buck Rogers is going to be there. Melendi Britt, She-Ra, she's going to be there. There's going to be all kinds of cool guests and cars and stuff. So definitely if you're in the area or within driving distance or flying distance, make sure you're in Oaks, Pennsylvania this weekend for RetroCon. I was there last year as an attendee and it was really cool. And then they were nice enough to invite me to be a guest this year. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So in here, we've got a Boba Fett, a Skull Boba Fett t-shirt here. I think it might actually be the right size too. I'm either a medium or a large. It depends on how the shirts fit and whether or not I'm going to wear something under it, like a long sleeve shirt or whatever. We've got Invisible Woman, got the Toy Biz, and then the, I think it was a Happy Meal figure. And I think this was like a color changer, if I'm not mistaken. She's seen better days, but still a pretty cool piece to see again from the 90s. In here we have Kids Nation, Autobots, Optimus Prime, clear version. That's sweet. I don't know if he lights up. I think he might light up, but might also need a new battery, so that's cool. We've also got a patch from the Philadelphia Police Department here. That's cool. I guess Dunkle is actually a cop. So we reach across all types of collectors and fans of and then here we've got hey bud, we've got vintage Kenner Fett. I think this is 466, another piece to add to the Boba Sett. This one is in, again, great shape, but you know, within my biased assessment of every Boba Fett being great, this one is particularly nice. Nice and tight, good paint, good color, no fading, really nice piece. So thank you very much, Dunkle, for sending those things in. Next up is Dylan from Ontario, Canada, who sent in a McFarlane Toys Walgreens exclusive Skull Squadron Trooper here. And is there something else in the box here? Oh, hey, there's little bits in the box. Hang on. How did he even get them in there? Oh, this bottom has been retaped. All right, well, we're just tearing into this. There was no bits in the other one. Ah, bits. All right, so we got a little Spider-Man pencil topper guy. We've got a mini Casey Jones, R2-D2, and it looks like Lando, I think. And then Greedo. Squinkies, I think these were called. 2 clear, 1 regular. That's cool. So we've got another Skull Trooper. Thank you very much to Dylan. I'm going to leave this here for a second. Kevin from Kev's Toy Shelf on Instagram sent in a McFarlane Toys Walgreens exclusive glow-in-the-dark Skull Trooper. And we've also got another vintage Fett here. You know, the funny part is one of these things I actually am army building, and I do appreciate multiples being sent in, and they're all unique and special. Whoa, look at this one. Jeez. Man, this looks like an Adventure People figure. Holy cow, I don't know if I've ever seen all the green scratched off like this. This almost looks like it's not even from the same line. This looks like it's almost from like an animated line or something. That is really, really cool. Hang on, where was that other one I just put down? Ah, well, you know what they look like. That's cool. So we've got, this is actually now 1, 2, the one I showed earlier, that's 3. And hang on. Richard from Milpitas, California, sent in the infamous Iron Man, another Walgreens exclusive. And the McFarlane Toys, Walgreens exclusive. Skull Trooper, I keep wanting to say Skull Squadron, the Skull Trooper, so that now makes 4 of those. So I'm all set. I probably should have said earlier, I was all set with those. It was my mistake not mentioning that, so I appreciate these all being sent in. I appreciate each one individually, uniquely as much as the others that were sent in. You all had the right idea, and I appreciate it, and I will find good homes for the other ones that I don't need, because I am not trying to army build those. This thing is cool. I love this suit. I love the color scheme on it. I love the cloak. I do not love the fact that you can't take that cloak off. I mean, this piece can come off, but the hood can't. And I really, man, it's so frustrating because I really dig this armor and I would like to see it without the hood on, even though I'm guessing he never takes it off in the comics or whatever, but it looks like it's pinned right into the back of his head and glued on there pretty good. I'll have to look around and see if anybody's actually been able to take that thing off. But anyway, thank you very much to Carl, Jim, Michael, JP, Kickley, Joel, Dunkel, Kevin, Richard, Dylan. Did I say Dylan already? Thank you for watching this and all of our videos. Hit like, hit subscribe. Check out our Patreon if you're in the position to help the channel grow. Thank you very much. Later.